Gemini, how are you? Welcome back to my channel, Healing Tea Talk. I am so thrilled and excited for our growing, steady but sure, growing community of subscribers. So those of you who have liked and subscribed, thank you so much. I sincerely appreciate it. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful and so happy to be out here sharing my version of love and light and my gifts with you guys. I am Myra, and I have over 20 years of experience in career coaching, life coaching, advising, and I'm really happy to be out here adding my intuitive gifts to that. So I just wanted to tell you a little bit about myself in that way. I also want to encourage you guys to, even with the weekly forecast and the different readings that we're doing, just know that you have the ability to create the life you've imagined. And most of that starts with the way that we think. So I'm just going to encourage you to have a vision for yourself this week. Think about what you want to see happen or come to fruition. What goals do you want to put in place, and what steps to meet those goals do you want to put in place so that your dreams can become a reality? So there are things that go in the divine category of things that God or the divine does, and we work within those parameters. And then there's this category of things that we have to do as people, right? So one of the things I'm going to encourage you to do this week is just sort of get that list together. Here, God, this is the stuff you got to do. What is my part and what do I have to do? And so what we're going to do today is try to get some guidance from Spirit this week on what it is, Gemini, that is your part, or what do you need to do, or what should you be aware of, right? So with that said, Holy Spirit, we ask you for guidance for Gemini for this week, May 13th through the 18th. We're going to get advice cards for each day. A couple things to be aware of. Venus enters Taurus on Wednesday, and Mars enters Cancer on Wednesday. And so the way that that may impact you, Gemini, is you may feel a little more flirtatious than usual this week. I'm looking at a couple notes. You guys are just by nature very charming and able to communicate freely. You could find yourself falling in and out of love fast. Just be mindful. Those are some influences that could impact how you're feeling, but you have the choice, right? As to how you will react. So, awesome, Gemini. So, Spirit, we ask you for the highest level of divine guidance for Gemini this week, May 13th through the 18th. Thank you so much, Spirit, for divine guidance for Gemini, May 13th through the 18th. I made a note here, too, I'm looking at with Mars coming into, when Mars shows up, that is indicative of the will. And so there could be a tendency to skirt energy or waste energy. You could be very attractive to people who are smooth talkers. So again, just something to be aware of. But you make the choice. All right. Guiding Children came out, Goddess Demera, and it says, you are good at helping, counseling, and healing children. Use your skills to help children now. All right, awesome. So if you're working in an environment where you're a teacher, maybe perhaps, or you could just, it could be your own children, or just be aware that maybe children come into your circle this week and it looks like you have the ability to positively influence children. So that could just be an emphasis or focus this week. Spirit, highest level of divine guidance for Gemini, May 13th through the 18th. And I hope you all had a great Mother's Day. I hope it was nice. I know some people who have lost their mothers. Could have been a very hard day. But I pray that there was some light that came in and you were reassured that you are still loved and thought of. All right, infinite supply popped out, Gemini. It says you are supplied for today and all of your tomorrow. So that's awesome. And then on the bottom of the deck is Mother Earth. All right, we'll get a couple advice cards from the Angel Oracle deck. So if you're thinking about money this week, or something is coming up with money, Tuesday, tomorrow could be a good day for that, depending on when you watch this video too. Time can be fluid, it's not literal, and all of these messages may not resonate with everyone. So if it doesn't resonate with you, that's okay. There may be a channel or reading that resonates more with you, but Tuesday could be, you may need to be reassured that your needs are met. Sometimes too, when this card pops up, there's a need to be near water, go on vacation. That could be on someone's mind. So ask came up here, and it says, ask us to help you in this situation and we will immediately go to work on your behalf. We're governed by many universal laws, and among them is the free will that allows you to make your own choices and decisions, kind of what I said earlier. So we patiently await your request, Gemini. So you may be encouraged Wednesday to pray more or ask for guidance, ask for help, and then go for it came out. Your prayers and positive expectations have been heard and answered. So that works out great, doesn't it? We've been working with you on the situation since its genesis, and we continue to watch over you and everyone involved. Stay on your present path, as it will take you very far indeed, Gemini. So congratulations. So that's advice to just keep going. So maybe you hit some turbulent waters Tuesday or Wednesday, and you just need to know that your prayers for guidance get answered. So that's awesome. And then at the bottom of the deck is the relationship card. Could be your relationship with the divine, your relationship with a significant other, a friendship, a partnership. So that was just out there. Okay, and we'll get one more oracle card for you, Gemini, for this week, May 13th through the 18th, and then we'll lay out the spread and see what other guidance is out there for you guys. All right, one more oracle card, Holy Spirit, for Gemini, the week of May 13th through the 18th. What would you like them to know? So far we have guiding children. You have an infinite supply. Pray and ask for help and to go for it. And we're just getting one more card, Spirit, one more card for Gemini, the week of May 13th. Oh, the other thing I didn't mention too is that Friday is a full moon in Scorpio. Full moons can cause things to come to the surface. Sometimes because the moon is a feminine energy, you could find that you have some childhood issues arising. This guiding children thing could be, someone could, some issues with your childhood could arise, or your child or a child's issues with you could come up with this full moon coming out on Friday the 18th. So just some things to be aware of. And then finally, expansion. So you guys may be expanding something and you're being encouraged to go for it. And then at the bottom of the deck is show your support. So you may need to also this week be supportive in a situation or a scenario. So we'll go ahead and do your spreads, Gemini, and see what you guys will have going on this week. And I did pre-shuffle and meditated on your cards. So I'm going to go ahead and right, highest level of divine guidance, Holy Spirit, for Gemini, May 13th through the 18th. And I'm so glad you guys are joining me today. This is great. Thank you so much. Whenever you see this video, I think it will be the appropriate timing. I do believe that. All right, the Queen of Swords came out, and this is air energy. This is your energy, Gemini. So perhaps you will be speaking with children. You may be providing them with some kind of guidance. That sword energy is very clear communication, and it being the Queen of Swords definitely looks like there's something to communicate. Maybe you're doing it in a way that is kind of sharp and to the point. I would say be mindful maybe of your communication. Speaking the truth in love can help deter resentment. So if you are speaking your truth with children, just be mindful of that. Alrighty. And then out next came the Two of Wands, which is fire energy. Sagittarius, Aries, and Leo. And that came out for infinite supply. You could have to make a choice this week or have to make a decision involving a fire sign, or you just have to make a choice. For ask, there's the Two of Pentacles, and it's the Two of Pentacles in reverse. And so maybe what's happening and the reason why you feel like you need additional guidance or prayer is because you're feeling like things are out of balance. It feels like you're doing a lot, and you may feel like you're trying to juggle a lot and balance a lot of things. And so you may need to ask not only the divine for help, but ask other people for help this week. Maybe on Wednesday you have something coming up and it gets a little overwhelming, but don't be afraid to ask for help, Gemini. And then the Knight of Pentacles came out for Thursday, which is a sort of our knights are our action figures in the tarot deck, but a Knight of Pentacles is slow action. So it looks like you need to definitely go for something, but you may need to go slow, which is okay. And you may even need to take a defensive stance as it relates to your money, or being more mindful, maybe not spend as much in this new endeavor or effort. But you are being encouraged to go for it. So go for it, but maybe take it slow. Map out some action steps versus if it were a Knight of Wands or something running in with passion, right? And no planning. All right. And then for your expansion, the King of Swords, which is also your energy, Gemini, for expansion. So that's someone who has built their success off of their intellectual prowess, their ability to plan. It's been very reasoned out, very, has built something with their intellectual ability. And so it looks like at the end of the week, you are in your King of Swords energy, Gemini, and you are looking at expanding your horizons. And then at the bottom of the deck is the Devil card, which can mean, it could be Capricorn energy traditionally, or it also could be some type of fiery passion. It could be addiction. The sense that I'm getting as it relates to you all, though, is to not be selfish, is sort of what's coming to me with this show your support card and this relationship card. You may need to just be mindful of others, that people are not a means to an end. Ugh. So don't shoot the messenger. But people are not a means to an end, Gemini. So you just may need to be encouraged to just be mindful in pursuing your dreams, efforts, ambitions, work, or whatever, to remember that people are a precious commodity, And sometimes we need people to help and assist us. So, and then with this mother energy, maybe someone is having issues with their mother, or you are a mother and having issues with a child. Just try to do your best to preserve the relationship and be as nurturing as you can. It may not come naturally. You may just be a person who's sort of direct and cuts to the chase. Like, look, here's what it is. Here's what you need to do. But you may just need to be mindful to nurture the relationship a bit and be supportive, maybe, versus just giving your opinion on something. All right, so clarification on this guiding children card, the Queen of Swords. The Emperor came out, which can be, it could be an Aries. It's older male energy. We'll get one more clarifier for that. One more clarifier for the guiding children and the Queen of Swords at the beginning of the week. And the Eight of Pentacles, which is being very focused on money. That's also Earth energy, which is Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo. So maybe you guys are working on something. You're being very focused. Maybe something regarding children and home life. Okay, we'll get two more cards for infinite supply. Yeah, you could be really, really focused on something, Gemini. Working on a project. Alrighty, Five of Wands comes out on top of this Two of Wands, which speaks to a conflict. So perhaps there's a competition with a Sagittarius, Aries, or Leo. Let's see, one more card for clarification here. Holy Spirit for Gemini. And that Devil card came out again, Gemini. So maybe you're working on a project or something with a Earth sign, and then you guys end up in conflict. Maybe you're in conflict with a Capricorn. It could be over money. It could be over plans, travel plans, perhaps. Okay. And so then the advice next is to really be prayerful about it. Ask for help. Here, let's get two clarifiers for Wednesday. Okay, Queen of Cups comes in here, and that is water energy, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. So Wednesday, again, with Venus going into Taurus, again, you could be feeling a little more flirtatious than usual. And then the Eight of Swords, which is your energy, Gemini. It looks like you could be walking away from a situation with a water sign. Or, yeah, like the water signs are very prone to giving love and sharing love, and you all could be walking away, and it could seem kind of cold-hearted to them. Yeah, the Two of Cups coming out under Go For It. Yeah, so it could be sort of unstable energy here. Gemini, you could be going back and forth, giving mixed signals to someone, like, yeah, I want to do this. And then, no, I don't think I do. And then the Star card came out, which is pretty amazing energy. So you could, the Star card is an Aquarius card, typically, but it could be literally you guys start on a path that brings you notoriety. It could be the healing of a relationship, the way that it's positioned here with the Two of Cups. Maybe there's a little bit of conflict during the week with this water sign, and then it heals itself tremendously on Thursday. So maybe there's a bit of a conflict at the beginning of the week, and it's like, yeah. And then by Thursday, though, there's a change of heart, and you guys are encouraged to go for it. So maybe it all works out. It could be with a different water sign, but there's a lot of water in this reading, which is interesting. So you guys tell me, let me know if this resonates with you. And then 2 clarifiers, please, for Gemini at the end of the week. 2 clarifiers for this King of Swords and expansion card. 2 clarifiers, Holy Spirit, for Gemini. Thank you. Okay, the 8 of Cups. So then that's when someone sees a horizon sometimes. There's a loss of love, and it's like, you know what? I'm taking the hint. I need to move on. And then the Hierophant card came out, which can see how he's looking. He sees this situation. It's like having insight almost on this love relationship. So it looks a lot of back and forth this week for you, Gemini. And maybe you end up with some really great insight by the end of the week on this water sign, because it's definitely cups all over the place. So you go from a queen to a 2 to an 8. It's like very up and down. But maybe you're in your power and in your energy, and this water sign, which they can be very emotional, are really emotional, and their emotions are all over the place, and you just seem sort of like, okay, what are we doing? Being a little bit direct or whatever. And so you could be coming in and out just because that's just how you are. You are definitely a mutable sign, and can sort of change it up on people sometimes, Gemini, no offense. So it looks like, if you're dealing with, there could be a little conflict, turbulence at the beginning of the week. Ask for help. Things could get a little overwhelming, especially with relationships. Maybe on Wednesday, Thursday, it looks like it all sort of just turns around. You're encouraged to go for it. And then Friday, you just seem to be in a very solid space, in your power, ready to go, having more insight on this situation with this water sign, and sort of knowing when you need to call it quits, when enough is enough, and it's time to move on. But you seem to do so in a healthy way. So try to show your support. That's your guidance for this week, Gemini, May 13th through the 18th. Show support. You can show support for me by liking, clicking, subscribing, hitting the notification bell so that you know when I upload videos. If you would like more insight on your own personal situation, please book a private reading with me. The link is in the description box below, or email me at healingteatalk@gmail.com. I also do empathic listening sessions. So sometimes you just want to run stuff by somebody, and you don't want it to be anybody you just want to make sure you're not crazy. I do those too, where I just try to listen and reflectively listen. And then if you'd like advice, I'm happy to assist. And those sessions are only $22. And then if you, or like I said, private readings. So the information is down there. Thank you for joining my community of love and light. I wish you guys the very best this week. Don't forget to make your plan, work your plan, and see your success come into fruition. Love you, Gemini. Take care.